Let's tank Varimathras in Antorus on Mythic difficulty. Now we're going to be going with a 3 tank strat for this, so you're going to definitely want 3 tanks. The third being an off tank, as the job's not too difficult, but I'll go into it a little bit of detail. However, I ain't got footage for it, so you'll have to just listen and kind of work it out for yourselves of what's happening. Now for the 2 main tanks, it's pretty much the same as on Heroic, where you need to just spread apart and just be using a cooldown for each Shadow Strike that comes. Now as a druid, what I'm doing is I'm pre-using my cooldowns so I can use them more often in the fight. As you'll see, I put Bark Skin up way before it needs to be up, and this is just so it comes off cooldown a little bit quicker, if any of you have any questions about why I'm using it so early. And apart from that, it's exactly the same for them 2 tanks. The only real difference is for the 3rd tank. Now on Mythic, Necrotic Embrace affects 2 players. This means that both players need to run out. However, it also trucks for a high lot of damage, so pretty much you don't want him to get affected by, which will reduce all healing done to him. So how you counteract this is you use a 3rd tank. Now as you probably can see, we have 3 markers up at the back of the room. These markers are roughly spread out 5 yards each and in a line. Now the middle one's going to be for the tank to go to, and the other 2 are for the Necrotic Embrace targets to go to. Now you match the markers to whatever your boss mod marks these players with, so diamond, triangle, whatever your boss mod does, just put the same colours just so there's no confusion as which marker these 2 players are going to go to. And when Necrotic Embrace comes out, you're then just going to get together in the group, walk out together to these markers, then the other 2 Necrotic Embrace targets, so one will go left, one will go right. They then both put the Necrotic onto the tank. They then all go back into where they need to be, onto the boss or onto the stat group. And then this other tank's just got to run out, get the Alone in the Dark debuff, as well as drop Necrotic Embrace off. So obviously this tank needs to be more than 10 yards away from the group. So you definitely want to be using some kind of cooldown just to reduce the damage a little bit, because obviously you're not going to be taking any healing. Now monks are amazing at this job, so are warriors, as they can just leap out and then charge back straight back in, which is amazing for this fight. You can pretty much use any tank if you want to do this, but they're a little bit slower getting out and you got more chance to wipe. So I highly recommend, if you've got access to a monk or a warrior, to just let them do this job. Now there's one final thing to be wary of, which is the frost phase, which when it happens is going to affect your movement speed by 40%. We just counteract this with my druid raw. We also use like the speed totem. I think we used the freedom off the paladins just to help the players get out, but can't really remember that one. So just make sure the tank you have doing it's also a vocal tank. It really does help with this fight, and preferably someone who's mechanic sound rather than padding sound. By that I mean they're more bothered about just doing the mechanics rather than putting numbers up on the boss, as this player pretty much will make your kills go quick or really affect how fast you progress on this boss. Now apart from that, the only other real thing you need to worry about is the Mark Prey, and all we had to do for this is we had a rogue just take it and shadow step back in, and that was pretty much it for this fight. There's not too much to go over. It'll take you a lot of wipes. It's a very frustrating fight because a little mistake and it's pretty much a wipe, and it's very repetitive. It's not really a fun fight, and there's much more better designed fights than this. But anyway guys, I hope this guide helps you. Please like, comment and subscribe for more of my guides.